Welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving into something absolutely fascinating, the evolution of polymer science. We're going to look at how modern engineering is completely revolutionizing the way we fight infections, transforming our everyday materials from totally passive objects into smart, active biological defenses. Okay, let's jump right in.
So what do a life-saving titanium hip replacement and, say, a brand new ear piercing actually have in common? Well, the answer reveals a shared hidden threat. Both of them present a synthetic surface where bacteria just love to adhere and colonize. It's a universal engineering problem that spans all the way from major surgeries to everyday aesthetic body modification. Here's our roadmap for today. 1. The infection threat. 2. The passive foundation. 3. The active defense. 4. Smart coatings. 5. Temporary shields. And 6. The future.
All right, Section 1, the infection threat, or the universal problem.
Look, every time a synthetic material goes into the human body, there's a risk. For primary medical implant procedures, infection rates hover right around 1 to 5%. Now, that might sound pretty small on paper, but it's a massive deal when we're talking about major invasive surgery.
But here's where things get really serious. If that initial implant gets infected and a revision surgery is needed, that infection rate absolutely skyrockets to over 20%. The body's immune system just struggles so much once an infection sets up shop on a synthetic surface.
And hey, it's not just surgical implants. For everyday aesthetic body piercings, during that initial healing window, infection rates frequently top 10%. Because think about it, these are completely non-sterile environments exposed to everyday environmental bacteria literally 24/7.
So why are these infections just so incredibly stubborn? One word: biofilms. Imagine a microscopic fortress. Once bacteria stick to these surfaces, they build this tough collective barrier. Regular systemic antibiotics, they just can't get high enough local concentrations to breach those walls, which means we absolutely need local surface-level engineering to deliver microbe fighters directly where the material meets the tissue.
To really grasp the polymer solutions here, let's look at our two main battlegrounds. Medical implants require long-term infection prevention in a totally sterile surgical environment. Body jewelry, on the flip side, needs protection against everyday bacteria during a non-sterile open wound healing period. Two very different challenges for sure, but polymer science is stepping up to bridge the gap for both.
Moving on to Section 2, the passive foundation, focusing on fluoropolymers.
There's this really fascinating paradox with early medical materials. A comprehensive 2025 review confirmed that fluoropolymers like PTFE and its body jewelry cousin Bioflex are incredibly biocompatible, hypoallergenic, and low friction. Sounds great, right? But they're completely passive. Worse, they're highly hydrophobic, which actually encourages protein adsorption and bacterial adhesion. Basically, they act as a blank canvas for bacteria, at least until engineers actively modify them with things like plasma treatments, chemical grafts, or by embedding antimicrobials right into their pores.
Section 3. The active defense. Let's talk about chitosan.
Enter chitosan. Now get this material is actually derived from chitin, the exact same stuff found in crab and shrimp shells. It has these positively charged amino groups that literally rip apart and destroy bacterial cell membranes right on contact. In fact, research from 2026 shows a chitosan gelatin hydrogel acting as a brilliant dual-function scaffold. It supports tissue healing while actively killing bacteria. It's a huge game-changer for both orthopedic implants and new piercings, though engineers are still fine-tuning its mechanical durability so it doesn't break down under the sheer forces of being inserted.
Which brings us to Section 4. Smart coatings and pH-triggered release.
This right here is the holy grail. See, normal tissue inflammation from healing keeps the local pH above 7.0. But bacterial metabolism, it pumps out acidic byproducts, dropping that local pH down to as low as 5.5. So it really makes you wonder, how on earth can we engineer a localized detective that reads this pH shift and only deploys drugs when a true bacterial threat shows up?
Well, the answer lies in polymethacrylic acid, or PMAA matrices. These things act like tiny reactive computers. When bacteria metabolize and the pH dips below 6.5, the PMA polymer physically swells up. That swelling opens the matrix, releasing antimicrobial meds strictly on demand. It completely ignores normal inflammation above 7.0 and only activates during a real, actual infection. How cool is that? When we compare our options, it is super clear why these pH-triggered PMMA matrices are such a massive leap forward. Think about the alternatives. Silver ion release is continuous and passive. Traditional antibiotic-eluting polymers also rely on a passive, controlled release. But that PMMA matrix, it's on demand. That means no unnecessary drug release, way fewer systemic side effects, and a guarantee that the medicine is only unleashed when the threat is actively knocking at the door.
Section 5. Temporary shields, specifically bioresorbable polymers.
Now we're talking about bioresorbable polymers, things like PLGA and PCL. Research from 2025 shows us that instead of making a permanent active surface, these futuristic materials are actually designed to safely degrade. As they dissolve, they release their antimicrobial agents. It makes them absolutely perfect for guarding that critical 4 to 8 week healing window for both implants and piercings.
And by degrading over time, these coatings completely solve the headache of long-term toxicity. For instance, chronic exposure to silver ions can cause argyria. That is a condition that literally turns your skin a permanent, noticeable blue. No way we want that, right? But bioresorbable coatings just vanish. They degrade, leaving only the permanent, inert jewelry or medical implant behind once the infection risk has passed. It's just such an elegant fix for antimicrobial resistance and localized toxicity.
Finally, Section 6, the future in hybrid supercoatings.
So where does this incredibly fascinating evolutionary toolkit go from here? The future is definitely all about combining these mechanisms. Just imagine a single hybrid coating using chitosan for contact killing, a PMA matrix for that pH-triggered on-demand release, all neatly packed inside a PLGA bioresorbable shield that simply melts away when the healing is done. On top of that, the future really demands we hold aesthetic body jewelry to the exact same rigorous regulatory standards as medical implants, making sure we match the specific polymer to the exact clinical or aesthetic need. It truly makes you look at every single synthetic material we interact with completely differently. We've evolved from totally passive fluoropolymers to these vanishing, pH-detecting smart shields. Which really leaves us to wonder, as this technology becomes more accessible, just how much of our everyday world will soon be engineered to actively protect us. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope this changes how you view the materials all around you.